Welcome. In this video, we're going to go over the basics of one deck dungeon and then do a solo playthrough. So down at the table, this is basically a dungeon crawl adventure for 1 to 2 players, which you're going to attempt to delve through 3 levels of a dungeon in order to battle the final boss. With our components out here, you see this game that I've got, which is one of the earlier versions, comes with a rogue, a warrior, an archer, a paladin, and a mage. And up top, you can see if it's for 1 person playthrough or for 2 people. It's going to list our items, which is basically the amount of dice we get to roll during an encounter, a heroic feat, and then we start with a basic skill that we can use through the game. This game came with 5 bosses. So we've got a Minotaur, Hydra, Yeti, a Lich, and a Dragon. So that's the final boss on one side, and on the other side, it's going to show us some of the challenges we're going to face with each floor of the dungeon that we travel through, along with bonuses that we'll receive as we level up. Starting at level 1, you can see we get 1 item plus 2 skills. And then as we level up, we'll get more items and skills, potions for healing, and additional dice for encounter bonuses. A large selection of dice for us to roll so we can complete our challenges on each encounter. Some markers for potions, health. We've got a reference card for turn reference during the normal stage of the game, and then for the final boss fight. Some basic skills we can get during a campaign. And then our encounter cards, which is going to be full of creatures that will be fighting in combat. And all these boxes are how we'll allocate our dice to see how successful we are when we encounter these. And then there's also going to be some perils, which are different things we'll go through in the dungeon. As for the basics, we're going through, exploring, rolling dice to meet challenges, and hopefully end up victorious at the end of the game. Setting up for a game, we're going to choose a boss, which is going to bring out our dungeon. We're going to go with the dragon to start with. We're going to place that under the turn reference chart on the dungeon side. You can see we've got to go through 3 levels of the dungeon before we will fight the dragon. We'll have this revealed at the top. Our turn reference at the start of each turn, we're going to spend 2 time. Then either we explore, we'll draw 4 cards or up to 4 to put out to bring some doors we can get into, or we can enter a room. We'll choose a door. If it's open, we'll encounter it. If it's closed, we'll open it, and then we can choose to encounter or flee. And it explains how we can deal with our potions. We will start the game with 1 potion, so we can heal 3 damage from a hero at the start of our turn, or 2 damage at any time. So go ahead and place that down. We will be starting at level 1, so we can have 1 item and 2 skills. Starting and basic skills do not count towards this limit. Like I said, we do start with 1 potion. So we'll go ahead and put one of these cubes out for that. We don't get any dice for an encounter bonus. And once we get 6 XP, we will be able to level up. So then looking at our character, we add skills to this side. We're starting with 4 combat, 2 agility, 1 magic, and 6 health. We have a heroic feat. Roll any or all of your dice stored here. We'll store a heroic die here for each damage you take. We restore up to 2 dice here. That's our frenzy ability. We can do it during combat, peril, but not during the boss fight. And we have a special skill ability here that's ongoing. When we descend, we'll heal 2 damage. Then we'll take our stack of encounter cards and give it a shuffle. So we're ready to get started. And we can play these either as a one-off or as part of a campaign. So for the campaign, we're going to start with the dragon and work our way through the other monsters. As we complete different feats throughout the adventure, we'll get check marks that we can use over here. And once we complete a section, we can get an additional ability to help us out for the remainder of the campaign. So then the last thing to do is decide how hard we want this to be. For a campaign mode, we've got 4 challenge tiers. We can go in as a novice, standard, veteran, or fearless. For this playthrough, I'll just go with standard. So before the game begins, we'll draw 1 card and claim it as experience. Then we'll also gain 1 extra check mark if we reach the boss at the end, which we can spend to help level up. So the top card is going to get us 4 XP, which is a great way to start. So we just need 2 more to level up. We're ready to get started now. So the Hall of Statues says we spend an extra 5 time before our first turn on each floor. Time is dealt with our encounter cards. So we're going to flip over 5 cards. And that gets us ready. Then at the start of each turn, we're going to spend 2 time. And then we're going to explore, bringing out 4 doors for us to bang through and see what we can find. And then spending 2 more time to open the door. And we found some bear traps. So this is a peril attempt. We can choose to disarm them. We're going to lose 3 time. We'll roll our agility dice. We can put more than 1 on this area here. If we get through it, we're fine. If we don't, we're going to take 2 damage and lose time. Or we can just run straight on through. It's not going to cost us any time to do that ability, but if we fail putting dice here, we're going to take 3 damage and lose 2 time. In addition to doing a peril, we need to satisfy this. So we'll choose to attempt to disarm. So we're going to lose 3 time. We'll collect our agility dice. So we're just getting 2. So basically for this to work, we need a 6 and a 2 or higher. Well, we got 2 5s. We have to spend 1 on that because of the shield icon. And we're 1 short here, which means we are going to take 2 damage and lose 1 time. Of course, our heroic feat states that we can bank a die there for each damage we take. So we'll take 2 heroic dice and put there, and we can use that on future turns. The encounter is over. Now we can either count it as XP, increase our items, or use this as a skill. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and spin this so we can level up. So we'll use those 6 XP there, which means these will be removed from the game. We'll move up to level 2, which is going to increase our potential items from 1 to 3, skills from 2 to 3. We're going to get an additional potion. And we're going to get 1 encounter dice. And after we get 8 more XP, we'll be able to level up. Next turn, spending 2 time. Breaking down the door, finding a bandit. So he's got the dodge. Making a heroic die uses 3 dice, not 2. And then the challenges we need to face with that. So what this dodge ability means, typically we can take any 2 dice, blend them together to make a heroic dice. Basically, the 2 dice we'll use, whatever the lowest number of those 2 dice is, creates a heroic dice. So this ability means we have to bring in another dice. So if we had those, we end up with just a 1. Or if we had these, it's still just going to get us a 3. And with combat, we gather our entire dice pool, which is going to be 4 strength with 2 agility and 1 magic. We get an additional die for our encounter bonus. And we can choose to bring in 0, 1, or both of those. We're going to go ahead and bring in both. And I did not roll well. We'll go ahead and take the 6, 3, add that in there, so that's 8 or more to take care of that section. We'll take the 5 on that one. A 4 over here. We use a 6 that counts as any color on that spot. Then we can take this 3 to put on that spot, which means we have a pink 4 that we can't do anything with. We can't use our magic in an area that needs agility. And if we tried to create a heroic dice, the best we could do is to get another 1. And this only takes 1 dice. So we are going to lose 1 time for that. Then we can choose to make this as an item, giving us another agility die. As a skill, spending a yellow die to increase up to 4 of your dice by 1 each. Or go ahead and spend it as XP. And I like all 3 of these options. But I think I'm going to go with the agility die. Then we will spend 2 time, take a look at another door, finding a cave in. So we can spend some time, 2 time to dismantle it, needing a 6 with our yellow dice. Or we can climb over it, needing 11 with just our pink dice. And of course, we still need a 2 over here. And I think I'm just going to go with dismantling. So we'll spend 2 time, gather our 4 strength dice. Take the 2 over here. And then we have more than enough to handle the 6 on that. And then for loot, another agility. Spend a 2 magic to gain a 5 magic or 2 XP. And once again, I'm going to go with the agility. Spending 2 more time. Finding an ogre. 4 XP. Takes a lot of dice to deal with this guy. Unfortunately, those are the 2 dice we have the most of. I'm going to go ahead and attempt that with our 4 combat, 4 agility, the blue die, and the 1 for the encounter bonus. We've got the easy 5 and 4 to put there. These dice are kind of useless to us, so we're going to merge the 2 and the 3 together to create a 2 heroic. See, the best way to handle this, we put 12 on the bottom. That blocks 3 damage coming in. Then we put that on the 9. That means we're going to be taking a total of 3 damage, plus losing a time. So that's 5 out of 6. So we're still alive. We're going to lose 1 time. Just to show you what happened there, we had these 2 filled up and these 2. So it took a damage there, damage at a time here, and we didn't fill that. So damage from that. But now we have this, which gives us 4 XP, or we can get an additional health and some combat. Or place a magic 6 here, pick a value, change up to 5 of your dice of that value to 6s. And I think we're going to use that for XP. Then at the start of our turn, spend a potion to heal 3. Then we're going to spend 2 time to give us some more doors out here. And then spend 2 more time to open a door, finding a plague rat. So X equals 4 per open door, including this one. So that agility is going to need a 4. And we did take a lot of damage last round, so that gets us 2 heroic dice up there. Forgot about that. Got our basic pool of dice here. I'll go ahead and grab one of those. We need a 4 agility on that one. 3 or higher for that. 5 there. 3 in yellow. 3 or higher over here on that yellow. And we've got no way to make a 5. So we're going to end up taking a damage. Gets us a heroic dice. Then we're going to use this plague rat to give us some more agility. spend 2 more time, kick in another door, finding a force wall. So we can climb around. It's going to cost 3 time and a lot of agility, which we're doing pretty good in. Or we can blast through with some magic, which we're not doing so hot in. So I'm going to attempt to climb around. I like that it's 4 XP, so we can go ahead and use that to level up. So to climb around, we're going to lose 3 time. Then we just get our pink dice, which is now 5, plus our 1 black for the encounter bonus. Then we're going to go ahead and spin these for good luck. And that's a lot of low numbers there. We can go ahead and use a 2 over here, but we've got definitely more than 11 to cover that up. So I'm going to go ahead and spend those 4 with these and level up. We are now 3rd level, so our items goes from 3 to 5, skills from 3 to 4. Going to get another potion. And now we need 10 XP to level up. So next turn. 2 time. Open the door. Frost Giant. So before this fight, we need to spin 3. Or we can just pass it and go on. So a lot of fight and a lot of magic. 4 XP is a good start. So I think we're going to do it. So we're going to get 5 agility, 4 combat, 1 magic, and our 1 encounter die. Need to spend 3 time. So that's 1. And 2 and 3. So the way that works is while visible, place a damage token here for each time spent. Each time there are 3 tokens here, place 1 on a hero and remove the other 2. At the end of any turn, the heroes may descend. If this card is revealed while spending time to start a turn, the heroes may descend immediately. So we're ready to fight the frost here, the ice elemental. Our yellow dice did not do too well. All the others did, so well, we need the 11 taken care of first. But I always try to see what can I get done with the other dice. I can put that there. I can put those over there. So I'll spin these 2 6s to bring out a heroic 6 so we can cover up the shield. So these others become official. Those are going to be useless, I believe. I can turn that into a 1. I can turn these 4 into a 4, which means I could use those to get to my 11. And it really doesn't matter where these go. I'll block that. We're taking a damage and losing a time. Since we're losing time, we're going to take a damage. And then the 1 for the damage. So once again, up to 5 out of 6. But we did just get us 4 XP or some more agility and health. And I think I'm going to go with the XP. And then we're going to descend down the stairs. So our special ability, after we descend, will heal 2 damage. We'll take all of our encounter cards and give them a shuffle. So I did some bridging. It's not pretty when I do it. So we'll get it finalized here. We are going to move this up. So now we have area 2. So whenever we face a peril, we need to complete those 2 challenges. And during combat, we've got those 2 challenges. And we're going to start off with the new floor by spending 5 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we'll spend 2 time to bring out 4 doors. Start of our next turn, we're going to spend a potion to do some healing. Then we'll spend 2 time to open up a door, finding an ogre. And I'm feeling lucky, so let's go for it. Before we get to the fight, remembering your abilities is very important. I took several damage last turn, so they got me 2 heroic dice. So I'm going to have 4 combat, 5 agility, 1 magic, 1 encounter bonus, and I'm going to bring in both of these. Go with the 6 and a 4. Whole lot of low numbers. We'll use those 4 to 11 and 12. Use this 5 over here. We're going to blend these together to make a 2. Then blend those together to make a 1. The best we can do with that is cover up the 9. So what we have unrevealed is going to be the 6 and the 5. So we're taking 1, 2, 3 damage. Losing 1 time. And once again with the 4 XP. Hopefully that's going to pay us dividends later. We're going to go ahead and spend our potion here. Healing 3. And we can have a max of 2 dice up there from our previous damage. Spend 2 time. Find a beetle. Something hopefully easy. All right, so if any armor boxes are empty, discard this card instead of looting. And we'll bring in one of our heroic dice. And once again, we've got a lot of 1s. So we'll deal with the armor boxes first. Oh, those rolls were terrible. So every spot we've got needs high dice. We put this 6-3 there, put a 3 there. We can put this 5 over on that. We are going to end up taking 3 damage. Getting 1 heroic die, and we're going to lose 3 time. We had all the armor boxes filled up, so we can use this, which is going to get us up to 10 XP. So we're going to level up to our max level. So we're going to get another potion, which we're probably going to need. We are going to get a bonus of 2 encounter dice, and for every 5 XP, we can spend that to get another potion. Next turn, 2 time. Open a door, finding a wraith. Before the encounter, we have to convert 1 item to XP. And I do not have to go fight that. We can flee for once, which I think I'm going to do. We're going to flee and not deal with the wraith. Spend 2 XP to see what's behind this door. Find a goblin. So it's got an X, so 4 per open door, so that's going to be an 8. But we will go ahead and fight here. So we've got all our base dice here. We'll get 2 encounter bonus dice. And I'm just not that healthy, so we're going to risk one of those. Need to take care of that first. So we'll use that there. Maybe. We can get to 8 this way. Using that 5 there. We'll put that 5 over on that spot. We're going to have to turn these into a 3. Put that over here. Put this one up there. Nothing else we can do with those. Actually, yeah, there's a better way to dealing with that. We'll make those 2 into a 2. So we can do that direction. Put this 3 over there and the 4 there. So we're going to take 2 damage, which will get us another heroic die. I'm going to use him to get us more combat. And then we've got to spend that to do some healing. And we'll spend 2 XP to refill our door area. And another 2 XP to take a look behind this one, finding a plague rat. There's going to be an 8 for that agility spot again. Got our base die. We'll pick one of these. And that was terrible. We need 8 on that one. Definitely want to block that 2 damage coming in. We can put a 5 here. A 4 on that. This over here. Then a 5 there, so not too bad. We are going to take 1 damage and lose the time. Then we'll give ourselves another agility die. Go into another turn. Spending 2 time finding some bear traps. So we can either disarm them or run through. I think with all the agility dice we have, we're running through. So we're getting 6 agility dice, plus our 2 dice for the encounter bonus, plus 1 for good measure. And not a single 6. We can use the 2 over here. And we definitely have more than 11 to cover this up. So we're going to end up taking 1 damage. It doesn't do us any good to have this as a skill if we don't have any potions. We can start spinning up for XP, but I'm just going to give us more dice to play with. So 2 more time. Finding some flame statues. Once again, we're going with our purple. We're going to try to dodge them. Or pink. And we'll go with the extra heroic die. We got some 6s that time. So we've definitely covered things up. More than 14 there. Not rolling much. Well, I've got 2 blue dice now. So that's potential to hopefully get a 3. We'll put that down there as a skill. So with a magic die with a 3 or higher, we can roll 2 pink dice. Then the start of our turn, we spend 2 time, find the stairs, and we will go ahead and descend, healing 2. Now in the Dragon's Cave, we have all these 3 to deal with for peril, and these 3 for combat. All right. So first we're going to lose 5 time for the Hall of Statues. Then 2 time to bring out some doors. And then 2 time to kick in a door. Finding a bandit. So dodge. All right, making one of our heroic dice uses 3 dice instead of 2. And we're going in. So we've got 6 pink, 5 combat, 2 magic, 2 extra for that, and we're bringing in the other one. That ability, our blue dice got us squat. Well, we have to cover that, but we're going to work our way to it. I think we're going to use those to get us up to 8, 9, 10. Then we can use that there. Possibly convert those over. So we can get an 8 out of that. Well, we can convert those to get a 1 heroic. So that would get us 8 there. We can cover that up, and use those to convert them together to get us a 6. Which will cover everything up. So with this, we can spend an agility die to roll 2 combat dice, or give us another magic die. I think we need some skills to help us manipulate our dice. We'll spend 2 time finding a boulder so we can run past it or slow down time. We're going to risk trying running past it. So our base dice. Got a 5 and a 2. And then our 14. Now we can spend a 6 over there. So we've got 8, 12. All right, we made it past it. This does provide us with an extra health. But here's ongoing. We can change 1 or 2 of our agility dice into heroic dice of the same values, which seems really good. The 4 XP seems good, and the extra combat and health seems good. We're going to go up here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's our max items. We'll spend 2 time finding a spiked log. So we can clobber them down, or we can dodge them. We're going to go dodge some logs. Got our dice pool ready. Not doing well. We did find a 6. We've got a 5 And we've got a 2. But we do not have 14, that's for sure. So we can take this 6 over here. And that will give us our 14 down here. So we're just going to take 1 damage from that. And I think we're just going to take this for XP. Maybe work our way into a healing potion. 2 time. Finding a cave in. We're going to go ahead and climb over it. So I feel good with 6 dice. I'm hoping for an 11. Not loving these rolls. Got to use the 5 there. 2 here. 7, 10, and 11. We got that. We will take a damage, which will get us a heroic die. But we'll get 5 XP, which we can trade in for a potion that we're going to immediately use to heal 3. Then we'll spend 2 time to fill out our options here. Then spend 2 time to find a goblin. So that's going to be a 4. We're going in for a fight. So with our dice pool, we're going to spin this 1 so we can roll 2 more yellow dice. Get all these out of the way. Then we're going to spend the 4 to get us 2 agility dice. So we need a 4 here and a 10 over there. And like I said, I know we have to fill those up. I'm just seeing what else I can do here. See, we've got 4 there, which is what we need for that one. All right, well, that worked out for us. And we're going to keep that for the skill. Spend an agility die to prevent a damage in a boss fight, prevent 2. That's going to be crucial for us, especially the way I'm rolling. Then we'll spend 2 time. Check behind here, finding a beetle. Of course, if any armor boxes are empty, discard this instead of looting. And I'll proceed through with that. Wow. Now we're going to spin this 1 to get us 2 yellow dice to roll. At least those came up good. All right, we'll see if we can get this done. 5, 6. We can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 there. That 3 there. 5, 4. Oh, this is 5 and a 6. Bringing it as a 5 to take care of that one. So that's all covered up. So we're just losing 2 time. We're going to keep this as a skill, spending a yellow die to gain a 6 combat. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We can have 5 there. We lost 2 time. We are going to go ahead and delve in, which will heal us 2. And now it's time for the boss. So the boss fight is like a combat encounter, fought over multiple rounds. In each round, we roll dice, use skills, potions, and place dice, suffer consequences, strike the boss, 1 damage per skull token. So if we cover any of these 3 there, we'll be doing damage. He's got 6 health. Heroic dice cannot be placed on those areas. He does have 2 shields we need to cover, and he can dish out a lot of damage. Heroic feats cannot be used in the boss fight. Your experience level and counter bonus provides dice during each round. So we are still getting those 2. This no longer matters. And potions don't matter because, well, we don't have any. So hopefully I can start rolling better, or at least manipulate our dice. At least I do have an option to prevent some damage. So here's our dice pool. Well, we're spinning this one to make it a 6. We're going to spin this one to roll 2 attack dice. I'll bring all these others out. Oh, dub 6s, we'll take that. All right, so we've got a 6 there. 6 we can put there. A 5, we'll cover that up. We've got 17 there for the bottom. We'll make these 2 into a 5 to cover that one up. So then we need 16 in blue. So there's 10. We can make that into another 4. And turn these into a 3. So do my math again. We've got 17 there, so we're covering up that area. So the only area we do not have covered, it's going to do 1 damage to us. But we are doing 2 damage to the dragon. So next round. Nope. Our 1 is going to turn into a 6. This 2 we're spending to get 2 yellow dice, which I'll just go ahead and roll out here. Our agility rolls were awesome. So we can easily get 17 over here. That's 10. 17. So we need 16 in blue. Got 6. 10. We'll convert both these over to the big 6. We'll spin this pink to prevent a damage. So we've got everything covered up, taking the damage there. We're preventing it, but we are doing 2 damage to the dragon. So maybe one more attack roll and we'll have this thing done. All right. We got our 1 that we can turn into a 6 with our crushing blow ability. We'll be doing a backstab with our agility die, which is going to get us 2 more yellow dice. Got a 6 there, and a 6 here. Our 2 5s can cover up that shield, or both shields. Need 17 in yellow. We got 4, 8, 12, 17, so that's covered up. 16 in blue would be nice, but it's not really needed. But we can definitely get there. We'll spin this to block 2 damage or prevent 2. That gets us up to 11. We can spin that for 3. So 14, 15. In that case, we're not spinning that. We're going to turn that into a 2. So that will block that. We will end up taking 1 damage, which we can live through. We'll deal 2 to the dragon, and he is defeated. So with the boss defeated, we'll go to our character sheet. We're using a hero. Boss is defeated. We've taken out the dragon. Games played would be 1. Now we can see how many check marks we got. And this was an easy monster for us to fight by the 1 dot there. So from the other bosses, you can see medium and a harder difficulty. We completed 3 floors, so we'll get 3 check marks for that. We leveled up 4 times, so another 4, and we defeated a boss, along with gaining a mark if we reach the boss. So we're going to get 11 checks we can use on these green tokens here. So we can complete that one, start each game with any 1 basic skill. These are going to let us increase one of our dice by 1 for perils. Spin that to gain 4 of any type. Precision, spend an agility die, increase another of your dice by this die's value. Or spend a magic die of any value to gain a combat and agility of that value. Or we can be prepared, start each game with an extra potion. Or use combat as agility. Or change a 5 into a 6. With our 11 checks, I'm going to go ahead and be a veteran. So I'll start each game with any 1 basic skill and get us 5 out of 6 to starting each game with an extra potion. That will conclude our first play, showing how to play 1-deck dungeon in the campaign mode. As always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough, so please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.